Hello folks, we are back. So on the last part of this series of videos, um, let's see, we got our motor figured out, and oh yeah, we've got to either build a new one of these or see if we can straighten that one out. I think we'll straighten this one out, and then if need be, we'll build one. I think maybe y'all can see that. I believe there was a rod in there, or maybe there was two short little rods that went through there. Whatever was in there is gone. That one's completely gone. And that one is just wore out. So we've got to do that. The other thing is, let me get y'all over there by that motor where you can see it. Yeah, so when we left on the last video, I had that soaking in WD-40. Now the threads that is on this flywheel, um, they are left-handed threads. So, in other words, to take off the flywheel, we've got to spin it that way, which I got it broke loose. Thank goodness for the WD-40. And let's see if we can get that off of there. All right, there we go. Now, I've already had that off of there and measured it. And so it measures, all right, where were we? I had somebody come up to the shop here and wanted to buy a trailer load of barn tin I got out there, so I got preoccupied. But anyway, I believe what we were talking about, yes. I measured, and that, that is one of the problems when you work with this odd and end type of stuff. That shaft measured out to be 21 30 seconds. Now, we ain't going to go to Tractor Supply and get a pulley that's 21 30 seconds. But I did get a pulley that is really close. It's got to be drilled out. This is, let me see, this was a 5/8. I do believe. Yeah, so that's a 5/8. So we've got to drill it out. Now, I went over to the drill bits, and this was the only drill bit they had that was even close. And the drill bit was a 11/16. So, that would mean that we are a 30-second, this drill bit is going to be a 30-second too big. Now, I think we can deal with that though. I mean, even if we didn't put a shim in it, but I think we go ahead and drill it where it'll fit on there, and then we would need put one shim back here on the backside from the set screw, and so that would be a 64th. So we put a 64th of an inch shim back there, and then when we tighten that up, I think we'll be centered enough it'll run fine. So anyway, that is what we got to do to get a pulley on there. Unless I want to wait around for a backstock and that type of stuff out there at Tractor Supply, and I'm not doing that because that could take weeks if they even ever got it in right. So anyway, we'll get those drilled out. Alrighty, we got that drilled out, and believe it or not, yeah, I did have to shim it. And to be honest with you, just for now to get this thing to continue on until I could actually go buy some real shim stock, I'm out. I took a piece of emery, emery cloth. I just ripped off a little strip, stuck it where it needed to be, and found one more of these little set screws. It only came with one, and I put two in there. And what I want to do to center this is I'm going to get right over here and put in a third one. And if you know anything about triangulation, by doing that, I can actually adjust these in and out and get this perfectly in tune. But it's good enough for now just to set the thing up. I'll turn it on for y'all and let you see. It's a little out, but that's 6,400 RPM right there. So I don't see a problem. So, y'all, you can see that if you did put one more set screw right there, that would force it into alignment. So, anyway. Oh yeah, so the other day, we were trying to figure out the brand of the little drill press. I don't know if any of y'all looked that up, but I did. And I do have a Dunlap grinder here. I bought at a junk sale. I think I gave, I don't know, $5, $6, $7, $8 for it. And the only thing I had to do was put a new cord on it. And it came with everything that you see there. So, and it does really good. I mean, it's got a little bit of a delay here on the switch sometimes when you, but anyway. So, what do we got to do next? We got to start seeing what we need to do in order to mount the motor onto the drill press. So, I'll get y'all set up and we'll be back. So, I believe we are going to need that motor to be right in there somewhere. Something like that. I did pick up a belt. I'll probably have to take it back and get the right belt because I don't know what size belt I need right now. But maybe we can use the belt, to help line the motor up. And I feel like we'll probably run off this large pulley most of the time because we're not going to have a problem for lack of RPM with that motor. Probably going to have too much. So if we go to the larger pulley here, it will actually reduce the RPM. So if that pulley's 2-inch, I don't think it is. I think they've mislabeled something. Where did I see that? Oh yeah, right here. It says here 2-inch. I don't think that's 2-inch. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it is. From the very outer edge, it is 2-inch. And let's see. Pulley doesn't run to the outer edge, so I mean, I would call that maybe 1.5 inches. But anyway, let's see, the biggest pulley on this, we still ain't got them dirt daubers out of there, is 3-inch. So if you go 1.5 inches to 3-inch, correct me if I'm wrong, but you'd be reducing the RPM of this motor by half. So rather than 6,400 RPM, we would be doing 32, which is about right. I was looking up some smaller drill bits. A lot of them run at around 3,000 RPM, which is what I'm shooting for. So I think that works out good. You know, y'all know as well as I do. I mean, back in the day when this thing was set up all original, you would just jump to these different pulleys, depending on the size of the bit. And I'm not going to be doing that because this is going to be variable speed. So all I need is to run it in one spot. Which, the other thing is, which is good about that is that means I could turn this upside down if we wanted to. If I wanted it to be up there, we could do it that way and not have it, running way down in yonder, like that. But anyway, we'll look at it this way. I think that's the way it was original. And, I think this bracket could be a lot littler. I don't see why the motor would need to set way out there, but it is going to need some, movement in order to tighten the belt. And we might be able to make that spring loaded, maybe. Let's see. Yeah, we'd still need tension on it though, a way to tighten it up. But anyway, something like that. I think what I ought to do maybe is we go out there and we get the big frame for the treadmill and go ahead and cut the other part of the bracket off of that tube, that square tubing out there. Cut that bracket off. It'll go right in here with the original bolts and the original adjustment and everything, and then we'll have those two pieces to work with. So let's get set up to do that. All right, we got a couple of little pieces. Let's see, these are 1 inch by, it looks like about 5/32. Anyway, they're good, snug fit. So, I think we can build something off of that. And then we'll go ahead and drill those so we can get this bolt through there. And then, we'll probably cut those, where they're straight, probably about right in there. And then I'll be able to weld on, a piece of steel that'll drop down that will let that motor mount on there, that bracket for the motor. And then we're going to see about shortening everything here up, where I'd like to get the motor, right in there somewhere. But anyway, let's get these drilled out. All right, so we close that door. We've got the hole drill, okay, and these are actually pretty tight. They don't really wobble around. Now it goes in and out that way, but once we weld something on there, it won't move. But what I'm talking about is up and down. Okay, so it's a good fit. And then we've got the drill level. The workbench wasn't, perfectly level, but we're level. And so now we need to draw a straight line right here because we don't want the motor leaning this way or that way. So we want to cut these right. So that's what we got to do. Now, so we know that the drill is level, so we should be able to just lay this on there and get it level. Hard to do with one hand. Let me get it around here where I can see it a little better. I don't need it level for long. I just need it level long enough. What do y'all think? Y'all say when? Okay. Now we'll cut those off right there, and then we know that, you know, as long as we... So what I was saying was, before my phone's camera rudely shut down, is, you know, we know that this is going to be straight. And so whatever we build here as far as the bracket, or if we modify the old bracket, as long as that is straight, then our belt should be running, you know, straight through here. Of course, we got to get our up and down right. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and cut those off. And then we need to get a piece of metal that will weld on those so that the mount can mount onto it. All right, I wanted y'all to see what I did to get this level. So again, the workbench wasn't level, so I leveled the drill, and then we've got our piece of steel we're gonna weld. We'll just tack weld it for right now. So I've got levels on there, so you know, it's not absolutely perfect, but I think it's going to be close enough. And then we've got our other one, yeah, right there. Okay. And I've got to get right in there and get a good tack there and a good tack there without anything moving. So I'll be right back. All right, folks. So I got a bracket built here. And I've been playing around with different ideals on how I want to make this thing adjustable. I think what I want to do is just go ahead and mount the motor, get it up here as close as I can get it, and then go ahead and put a tensioner over here with a little idler pulley. That way we don't have to have a great big bracket sticking out and the motor actually having to rotate, which with the belt going around this, it does present a problem if you get over that way or this way too far. So I think we could put the motor right in there and then just take a small pulley and mount on this, you know, spring loaded or maybe with a bolt, you know, where we can tighten that up a little bit. Anyway. All right then. So I'm gonna call her today, and I do appreciate y'all tuning in. And let me know what y'all think. You know, leave me a comment, give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Let me know something. Anyway, we'll see y'all next time. Bye.